Good morning, guys. Well, it has been a straight up minute. I want to say maybe 2 months, 2.5 months roughly since I've uploaded a video. Apologies to all the subscribers out there that have not seen any new content yet. You just get carried away sometimes, especially whenever you have businesses that you're supporting. And let me tell you, business has been very good. I probably doubled or tripled my client base, which is excellent. It's a huge blessing, and I'm happy about that. And so that's kind of where things have taken off to. But I have people still subscribing to my channel, and so I can't not upload a video if that makes sense. So anyway, so I'm gonna cover a few things here this morning on my my little one slideshow here. So yeah, business is going well, and like I said, it's been a blessing. I enjoy reaching out to people, or people reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, can you help me with this?" And moreover, I'll simply say, "Yes, I would love to help you with it," and then go about that. Or I'll say that that's not really my thing. So I'll see if I can find somebody that can help you with it, or you might just have to go Google searching. So that's how that's been going, which has been great, excellent, no complaints there. Next thing, open source. So I've done videos on Elasticsearch and Wazoo and Zabbix, and probably a few more that I can't think of off the top of my head at the moment. Those are old videos. Not to say that you still can't use those, but those are older videos. I'm going to be making new updated videos on probably the same stuff and or similar items along with that. So like with Elasticsearch, for example, some of their stuff is no longer open source, and some of it still is open source. I would like to say similar thing with the Wazoo. It's that they made an integration so that you can plug in certain things and combine the two, which is nice. Zabbix is also, as far as I know, I mean, you can still use it for free, and it's great as long as you can stand it up correctly. One thing I will point out about using those items is that, as some of you may have heard before, that CentOS 8 is going away at the end of this year, and then CentOS 7 I heard a rumor CentOS 7 will be going away sometime in 2022, 2023, because Red Hat is discontinuing that. I don't know if I have the most up-to-date information on that, or if they've changed that or not, but the last thing I heard was that they will be discontinuing those two items at those 2 points in time. With that being said, I have somewhat flipped, instead of using CentOS, which I love CentOS, it's been a great platform. I'll be switching from CentOS to Ubuntu. Unfortunately, I don't have the mindset for wanting to pay for so many licenses for Windows, and so I choose to use Ubuntu or a Linux-based OS to put some of these platforms on, which I think there's no issue with that. I think that's fine. So with that being said, just keep that in mind. If you have anything running on CentOS, you may find yourself switching over to Ubuntu or another Linux-based OS at some point down the road. Slack, again, so Slack is probably one of the things that I have no issues paying for. I love the integrations it has for it. I've been using it for a while. I've been paying for it for a while, and they do have their own little free thing, I think, if I remember correctly. But anyway, so I love the enjoyment. I have the enjoyment of saying, hey, I want to send alerts to Slack, so let's do that. So I can get security alerts from Wazoo. I can get resource alerts from Zabbix, what have you. So that's where I'm sitting with that, and so I'll be continuing on with that as we move along. All things technology. So I was going to make a video a few weeks ago about infrastructure, basically. And you have small networks, you have medium networks, you have large networks, you have enterprise networks where a company is huge and has several IT teams around the world or whatever. And then you got all the way down to your little mom and pop shop that has maybe one or two computers, or not even a computer. They might use their phone or whatever, but they might need something like a firewall instead of a regular home router. Because 9 times out of 10, what I see a little mom and pop shop with like a little Netgear or Linksys router from Walmart. I'm not saying that they can't do the job. What I am saying is that there are free things out there that do a better job, in my opinion. So I'll leave that there. But anyway, so with infrastructure, the questions I ask is, do you have a backup solution? Do you have a security solution? And see, I implement host intrusion detection systems, but that doesn't host intrusion detection isn't anti-malware. That's just saying, hey, we can detect that there might be an issue. And so I have the anti-malware, and then I also have the host intrusion detection, and then depending on the size of the network, I'll have network intrusion detection, because all three of those implemented together give you defense in depth, and then they also give you well, we'll call it a peace of mind. So anyway, so backups and host intrusion detection, network intrusion detection if you need it, anti-malware, and then all this combined together is going to do you well. So that's why I always ask, depending on the size of your network, do you have, do you need that? And then and also with the firewalls. With the firewalls, do you have something that's giving you the ability to do what you need to do? So I'm not picking on any big name vendors out there, but I've also seen clients use, they're paying for licensing for a VPN client. You can simply go out there and download OpenVPN and use it with an open source firewall, and therefore, as long as you have the hardware to do it, there shouldn't be any issue with that. So just keep those things in mind. The next thing I'll point out is 3D printing. So I got a 3D printer in December. It was my Christmas gift to me. So excuse me. So that's been fun. I've been 3D printing the crap out of lots of things. I have two shelves on my wall over here. One of them is a little shelf with hooks on the bottom, and then one of them is a little shelf that has a headphone hanger on top of it. 3D printing has been great. Another thing I've been doing is 3D printing the night lights. So there's a website you can go to, and you can basically upload a picture and then download the STL file, and then you plug it into Cura or whatever software you're using for the CADing, and then you can basically print straight from Cura, or you can use Octoprint, which is another thing I've been using. So I put Octoprint on a Raspberry Pi, and that's been working out too. But anyway, so I've been 3D printing toys for my daughter. I've been 3D printing little engineering projects, just to proof of concept, fun stuff, big nerd stuff that is like, oh well, that's all it does. It's cool the way things work, the way things are, the way the mechanics work behind it. And so 3D printing's been fun and great, and I'll be posting videos about that too. Last but not least, cyber range. So I will admit that I dropped the ball on it. I was going to roll out a cyber range on one of my servers at the end of last year. Well, as we can see, just like with YouTube videos, it got put on hold because of being super busy between all the things I do. But that's not to say it's not going to happen. So right now I'm in the process of spinning up machines, getting things ready to go, and then hopefully here in the next, I'd say maybe a month or so, I'll be able to be ready to roll that out, and we can start having fun with that. But anyway, other than that, guys, I know that y'all missed the technical videos. I'm super appreciative of all the subscribers that have been subscribing to my channel, despite there being no new content in the last 2.5 months. But anyway, thank y'all very much. It's been a blessing again. And once I start thinking about more things that I can do to help those out there, one thing that another video I was going to make and I haven't made yet is vulnerability scanning. Well, I'm sorry, I did make a video on vulnerability scanning. I didn't make a video on how to resolve those vulnerabilities. So that's one thing that'll be coming out. It would simply shock you and or amaze you if you do a vulnerability scan on a network, how much software on that network is out of date, and the vulnerability scanner finds it and it's like, oh man, yep, it's still there. So one thing I'll do probably in the next day or so is I will probably roll out a video on how to mitigate some of those vulnerabilities. One of the most common ones is using weak or what do you call it? Weak, I will call it weak ciphers. So you're using weak ciphers or ciphers that aren't viable anymore. And so, long story short, is you'll end up going into your box. This is probably gonna be a Linux box, and you'll go into the SSH config, and then you'll say use only these ciphers, and they're stronger ciphers. Same thing with RDP. You can go into RDP and you can say, hey, only use these ciphers because they're stronger. And so little things like that is what a lot of people they tend to look over, I'll say. So anyway, all that being said, guys, thank y'all very much for watching this video. I'll again be working on everything up here, and then I'll be pushing out more for y'all. Please like the video, subscribe, and thanks, guys. Y'all have a good day.